Hi, my name is Michael Ugla. I will be presenting the anatomy and physiology of the retina. Here is my full name, and here is my date of birth. So the first slide is going to concern what is a retina. The retina is a light-sensitive lining inside the eyeball. It's a key part of the vision. Without the retina, light will enter the eye, but the brain won't understand what image it's creating, so come out blurry. The functions of the retina include absorbing light photons, translate light into biochemical information, translate biochemical information to an electrical signal, which will then have the electrical signal sent to the brain through the ganglion cells, and that's where the image comes up. As you can see on the right, here's a picture of the eyeball with the inner layer of the retina surrounded by the choroid and lens and the pupil on the left side. So the next slide will include the anatomy of the retina. The anatomy of the retina is that it's located in the back of the eyeball near the optic nerve. This is where the lens focuses light to hit retina and the photoreceptor cells. It is made up of the macula and the peripheral retina. The macula helps said person see what is directly in front of them. The peripheral retina makes up what is said person's peripheral vision. Then, as you see on the right, there is the eyeball. The object, the flower, as you see it, the light rays will hit the flower and then hit off that into your eye. The light from that enters your eye, like I said, and it will go to your cornea first, and as it hits your cornea, light rays get bent by the cornea first, and then further by the lens. This is so it's able to focus on hitting the retina, back of the eye, which will, as I said earlier, it will then hit the rods and cones and all of that. And from further there, like I said, it will then translate into an image that your brain can recognize. So we'll be going on to the next slide. The next part of anatomy of the retina. So the retina contains different types of cells, including photoreceptor cells. Photoreceptor cells process light into electrical signals that your brain can understand. The rods are photoreceptor cells that help you see at night when it's dim. So say you come outside at night, you're trying to look for your doll that you left for your daughter on the ground, and it's on the driveway. The rods will then let you see a little bit of night vision, not complete night vision, but it will help you make out at all because other than light or lack of light. The cones help process color and vision. So this will help the eye differentiate color. So see, I have a mechanical pencil right here. The cones will help me differentiate that this part is purple and this part is green. Rods and cones together will help give the person an accurate picture of the image. And as you can see here is a picture of photoreceptor cells. Go on to the next slide. Here we will go over the physiology of the retina, the first part. First, we'll talk about the retinal layers. Retinal, which includes the retinal pigmented epithelium and neural retina. The retinal pigmented epithelium, or RPE, is a single layer of cuboidal epithelial cells. The neural retina consists of 3 layers: photoreceptor cells, bipolar cells, and retinal ganglion cells. The structure of the photoreceptor is that there is an outer segment, there is a cilium, there is an inner segment, and a cell body and a synaptic region. As you can see in the picture on the right, the top layer is the outer segment, which is followed by the inner segment. In the middle, in those red structures, you can see the cilium. And then from there, you will see below the ganglion cells at the bottom, and also it also includes rods and cones. Next is the next part of the physiology of the retina, which I will then go on to discuss the differences between the rods and the cones. The rod's outer segment is a cylindrical shape. The inner segment is long, has a long, thin mitochondria, and the synaptic regions known as spherules. The cones, however, their outer segment differs from the rods, where it is conical and tapered shaped. The inner segment, though, is the same as the rods, where its mitochondria is long and thin, but the synaptic regions are not known as spherules but as pedicules. Then on the right, you will also see the macula, which helps make up the retina, and then below it is the lens, which helps along with the cornea to focus light onto the retina. Further, you can see also the rods and cones. You can see how it's cylindrical shaped toward the bottom. It connects to cuboidal epithelial cells, and how the cones are conical as they start off, but they taper off towards the end as they attach themselves to cuboidal epithelial cells.
That concludes my presentation. And here you can see a diagram of the eyeball along with said inner workings of the retina. Thank you for attending my presentation of the anatomy and physiology of the retina.